All right, boys and girls, grab your coffee, check those stop losses, and ignore your profit and loss for the next 10 minutes. Grant me your ears, listeners. We are going to be diving deep into why the world is literally losing its mind over the economy. I mean, if there's one thing that's going to lose its mind over, the economy seems like a worthy thing to do it for. I'm not talking about the tiny stuff. I'm not talking about like global rage or people blocking highways, farmers slipping contracts, students rioting. Yeah, no, those are exactly the things I'm going to be talking about. Let's break this down though, trader style. People aren't protesting because they're just like literally bored. They're protesting because the entire macro environment is one giant liquidation candle. But what are the actual reasons? Well, on the surface, the headlines are saying, oh, it's the cost of living crisis, it's economic stress, it's inflation concerns, which is basically mainstream media speak for people can't really afford anything anymore. Inflation is being nuked, right? Or rather, inflation is nuking people's buying power. Wages are going down. Stable coins and rents are mooning. It's quite simple. If your weekly shop starts looking like a trader's portfolio after CPI miss like mine, you're going to snap after a while, right? If you don't have average streams of income. Inflation is actually the real nemesis, the real boss, the real Bernard Noir, if that's how you say it. It's the final boss of economics. It's like the stealth tax that nobody really wants to talk about. It just jumps into your wallet in an alley and it takes it out, right? And here's the thing. The rich they can hedge inflation. The middle class has to eat it raw. They have to subsume it. They have to eat it. They have to just take that hit. When you've got assets and inflation pumps your bags, when you've got a salary, it kind of cuts your throat. Let's be honest about it. Think about it. Every single time CPI, the print comes in hot, markets puke. Bonds melt, Bitcoin trades like an emotional X. Meanwhile, people who are like normal, not normal, but you know, like out here on a salary, they're like, my bill just went up 40%. Cost of living is basically a slow motion margin call on the entire population. Rents, it only goes up. Food, it's mooned. Energy becomes criminal. Insurance, bro, they even ask about insurance because insurance is just like, it's mad, right? It should be criminal. In fact, I think the insurance companies are actually a criminal cartel, but that's an entire different debate for another time. Wages, however, they're moving like Bitcoin, sideways and sad, right? Depressingly low. Most households are running with really no buffer in terms of savings. There's one emergency and it's instant kaput, instant liquidation. One bad month and you're on an overdraft stimulator. One rent increase and you might as well be homeless. And that's it. That is why people hit the streets. What's at the real core is that people have been rugged and their trust has been abused. Here's the real lowdown. Here's the real alpha, right? People can survive inflation. People can't survive a trust rug pull. And we've had a lot of runs lately, let's be honest. Central banks, they've lied about inflation being transitory. Banks, they said deposits are safe. Oh, well, let's talk about SVB. Talk about SVB saying hi and hitting you in the derriere. Governments are like, oh, it's all fine, but it really wasn't. And the media is saying don't panic, but everyone's panicked, right? The public isn't just broke. They're done believing in anything. And you see that kind of disbelief everywhere. You see that embracing of the dystopia everywhere. And from a trader's lens, well, this is just macro volatility, but in like real human form. The VIX isn't the only thing spiking. Public anger is literally like a volatility and index, right? That's like public anger now. Public anger could be measured in a vol index. This isn't just one country blowing up. It's everywhere. France, the streets are on fire. UK, striking like it's a sport. Europe, farmers blocking highways like they're trading resistance zones. US, students and workers wiling out. Argentina, their economy is basically a meme coin propped up by Scott Besson, let's be honest. Africa, fuel protest. China, even China is seeing unrest. That's like Bitcoin dropping below 10K. It's unheard of, right? China protesting. That's how you know things are real. This is not just political. This is not left versus right. This is macro versus absolutely everyone. And the markets are reacting exactly how you would expect. Now, let's talk about these markets because I know sometimes I'm a bit guilty of going off on a tangent and not really talking about what we're here for. We're talking charts, right? We're talking markets. We're talking trading. So let's talk about trading because markets know what's happening. When trust dies, what happens? gold goes into hyperbolic mode. Gold goes into steroidal, Arnold Schwarzenegger mode. Bitcoin pumps because people want an off ramp. Safe stocks run. Junk stocks die. Bonds swing like a DJ set. And EM currencies, they just get slapped. Commodities behave like they are on steroids or on leverage. It's the same play over and over again. Bitcoin basically trades as a political fear gauge now, as well as an inflation macro derivative. Gold trades just like a trust hedge, like it normally ought to have traded before, right? Before it was detached from reality. And oil is traded like a geopolitical panic meter, just like it should done. So in some ways, the market has actually reverted back to making a lot more sense. The market is always going to front run the public panic, like always. But I think it goes deeper than that. I think we have to think about what you're going to do when it comes to your doorstep or it comes to a cinema near you, because this isn't going away. We've entered a decade of mid-level inflation, slow growth, stagflationary worries, geopolitical issues, tariff beef, tariff war, broken supply chains, massive debt, Japan-like demographic collapsing, people not having babies, infertility rising, natality wow, I'm literally depressing myself right now. Like massive debt loads, policy tools that completely stop working, governments are improvising like a really cheap, bad comedian, right? Because quite frankly, this isn't really a phase. This is the new macro regime. Because people aren't protesting like they're angry. They're protesting because the economic floor disappeared from beneath them a long time ago. And they're sick of everyone saying, oh no, it's all right. It will be okay. Don't worry. There's trust in the government. Vote for a more far-wing political party. They'll bring in change. They'll expedite change. It's rubbish. The real reason you're seeing these global protests and unrest is not just politics. It's not just ideology. It's not just culture wars. It's the simplest macro equation ever. The cost of staying alive has gone parabolic. And the trust in the people running the system has gone to absolute subterranean zero. So as traders, we just see candles in liquidity. But what's actually happening on the streets? That's the same story, but just zoomed out. And right now, trust is in a downtrend with literally no support. If we look at it from a trader's analogy, right? If this was a chart, I'd be shorting the heck out of it. So you need to stay hedged. You need to stay liquid. And for the love of Bitcoin demagogues, don't trust anyone who ever says to you, inflation is tamed, it's under control, we're looking for a few more data sets. No, you need to get out of there. You need to actually be on that risk curve, and you need to make money where you can. But hey, I'm only one man, and it's up to you what you do. This is the House of Trade. I'm Justin Banton. Ciao for now. Catch you in the next time.